Check us out, right? You're not supposed to play with blades, but let's see if we can do it on camera. Finally, the autofocus is somewhat working. All right, we've gotten the plastic cover off because, well, we're doing an unboxing. I mean, that's the promise, or that was the announcement like a couple of hours ago. But guess what? I'm honestly having trouble right now for the simple reason that when we paint, we paint. I mean, when we do IRL stuff, we do IRL stuff. We don't, do two of the others because I usually leave the model when we paint, right? For those of you that have seen my stuff, when we do a night painting session, we leave the model, right? We basically go downstairs to my quote-unquote workshop, and we leave everything there. But for tonight, I was actually forced to do this unboxing because I need this by tomorrow. Because tomorrow we're going to have a practice match or a practice session because this weekend is going to be our third nationals, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a tourney coming up this weekend, and we need to practice. And at this point, it's already 9:47. I've begged the small council, to extend the deadline for the list lock, but they haven't answered yet. So hopefully they'd extend it just for me, so I could actually participate in the tourney. The reason I asked for it is because number one, I'm not really sure of my schedule this coming weekend, and number two, I'm begging for the simple reason that I haven't tested it out yet. So yeah, we're gonna open this up right now. This is a builder's stone thrower. So I'm honestly forced to open this right now. I usually open this during our painting session in order to basically see what we're working at. Oh my god, check us out, right? So we're being given 2 units of 8 points each. Let's see what we got. Oh, okay. We're unboxing the entire thing. I was honestly told by a friend that what you should do, since people rarely use both units anyway, you should trade the other one for a ballista unit or for a scorpion unit. But I told them no, I want it all. It's mine and mine alone. It's mine. So, oh, there's a pic. State on the side. Oh, there's the cards. We're gonna read that for a bit. There we go. It's a bit awkward handling blades with guns because usually I know how to handle blades. But the problem is, I've never handled blades wearing gloves like these, especially cloth gloves. I'm not sure if you can see it. Check us out, right? You're not supposed to play with blades, but let's see if we can do it on camera. Because I'm so scared right now that I might tip the camera over and I might hit the cam and dox myself, and that would be the end of my VTubing career. So you can just guess by the shadows, okay? There we go. I'm afraid I might hit the camera. That's it. Okay, close, open. All right. Anyways, all right, we're gonna tip. That was stupid. This is not. You know why I was stupid? Because this isn't a toy. It's a utility, actually. I mean, this knife is honestly older than I am. It belonged to my dad. Alright, tipped. Everything ready for open. Closing the blade. There we go. Blade is closed. Ta-da! We have 2 units, empty boxes. Look at that artwork though. It looks awesome. Right, don't tip it over now. Oh, wow, look at that. Honestly, I wish. I promise one of these days I'm gonna get a better camera so you guys can see what I see. Then again, I need to get monetized first because one of the things I promised myself in order to stop myself or to control myself from impulse buying is that everything I do for enjoyment must at least earn something, or it must be self-liquidating. But at this point, this whole VTubing thing has yet to self-liquidate. Ergo, the free model, ergo the free stuff, ergo the reason why my mama left me. So check it out. This is the first unit. This is a ballista unit. I'm just going through. I'm guessing they've included this plastic thingy. Okay, this is a ballista. I'm assuming they included this plastic thingy to prevent it from bending down in transit, or if it gets squished. So you can't remove it. You've got 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, this is going to be a complicated paint job, but you know what? I'm honestly excited. Just priming the entire thing. So this is what it's going to look like. So that's the ballista. This is worth 8 points each. 8 points each because each and every competition or tourney competition is worth. We are working with 40-point armies. So this one by itself is 8 points. Now here's the thing, right? The Night's Watch faction can do two things, right? They're the only faction in the game that actually has an artillery set, or that actually has artillery. It's either the stone thrower, the onager, the onager, or no, the trebuchets, the long range thing. This is catapult, onager, or mangonel. Are those different words? Can someone please put it down in the comments? Because I believe another word for trebuchet, the long arm thing, the counterweight thing, that's what you call that's what you call otherwise known as a mangonel. But this one is an onager, or what you'd call a catapult. Same thing that the Romans used with a torsion twist thingy at the bottom. But the way this whole thing is designed, this doesn't have like a torsion twist with a stopper, but it's more like a counterweight. So I'm guessing the artist, and of course there's no autofocus. You basically just lose the whole thing. As you can see, there is a counterweight thingy. So it's more of a ballista than an actual torsion twist onager or your regular catapult. So anyways, semantics, but there's no point. So 40-point armies, and this is worth 8 points. As you can see. Hold on. No. When I opened starter set, the first thing I did was break Gior Mormont's arm. I dropped the miniature and I almost lost his arm. And I told the clubmate about that, and he said, "You know what, dude? That's worse. The moment I opened mine, I lost my D3 dice." Anyways, alright, we should be careful now because we don't want to break it. I guess I'm just gonna keep the one one of the units inside the box in order to preserve it, because there's no point carrying both around, and I barely have enough space as it is. So anyways, what was that? Wait, where were we? This isn't exactly my style. See, as you can see, we are now this is an outdated card because it says here, right here, it says 10 right here. If you can see it, of course you can't because there's no autofocus, but it says 10. You're just gonna have to trust me, okay? But at the present, it's worth like 8 points. And one of the best things about this game is that unlike Warhammer 40k and unlike anything GW came up with, there are no editions. There are only seasonal updates. Seasonal updates meaning in a sense that all you have to do is that their skills or their stats only change. They still remain as the same units. You're not gonna have to trash an entire unit. You're not gonna have to, sell the entire unit in order to buy the new edition. There's nothing like that, because I know a guy who likes Warhammer 40k more than he likes Song of Ice and Fire. He's selling his entire collection in order to acquire or to buy the new edition. There's nothing like that here. There are only seasonal updates. So as you can see, it went down, it climbed down from 10 points, now 8 points. And when it comes to damage, actually not much difference. The only distinction is that this one, it merely provided now a morale figure or a morale number. Back then, in the previous season, there was no morale number. But in the newest season, season 6, by the way, we now have a morale number of 5. So one of the things I like about this is that you won't have to worry about getting outdated units, because they only make seasonal changes, and the only thing you have to do is to basically print out. I mean, of course, you can print it out in original cards or in stiff cards or cardboard. But the thing is, if you want to go cheaper, or just print it out in A4 paper and just insert it in the card sleeve. That's it. That's all you have to do. And tada, you're now updated. So anyways, my main dilemma right now is that I wasn't even sure if I was going to compete in this upcoming tourney this weekend. But the thing about it is that I want to compete, because I rarely get to see other guys from across the island or from across the city or with other factions, because right now in our club there are only like 3 players, 4 if you count the other guy from across the city, and that's what, and we're what, that's a Baratheon, a Martel, and then me, a Night's Watch player. It's a chance, of course. I honestly don't expect to win. Like right now, I am having trouble with this particular list, because I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to participate, because the deadline for the list lock is coming up in like 2 minutes. Hold on. I'm gonna check my messages if the council responded. Oh my god, I may have messaged messaged the wrong person. But you know what? We're gonna message him after this, because here's the thing, right? Night's Watch, you can either the Night's Watch offers 2 things. It offers artillery, because it's the only faction that actually has artillery. I mean, we're following the books right now, and well, we're not there yet in terms of the books, because if we count it out, A Song of Ice and Fire is only 4 books out, and we're not there yet. The Lannisters still hasn't reached their Scorpion level. They still haven't met Qyburn yet. So A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones, Clash of Kings, Storm Swords, Feast for Crows, Dance with Dragons. So we've only had 5 books. Sorry, that's not 4. 5 books. The 6th, The Winds of Winter, has yet to come out. And here's the thing, right? I read this thing way back in 2012. So forgive me if I'm wrong, but here's the thing. As of now, the factions only offer as of now, the Night's Watch is the only faction that offers artillery. We have the Stone Throwers, or the Catapults, or the Onager. No, not the Onager. The Mangonel. Yeah, no, it's not Mangonel. It's the Onager / Catapult, or it has the the Scorpion or the Ballista. It's really not my style, to be honest. This whole artillery thing, really not my style. But the thing is, I've noticed in the past tourneys, in our practice session, is that, well, I'm a one-trick pony. I need to mix it up. But here's my problem, my real problem. The thing that I discovered is that with my current style, since the Night's Watch offers either artillery or quote-unquote tough infantry. And when I say tough infantry, we're not offering heavy infantry, unlike the Lannisters or the Baratheons, we are offering quote-unquote elite infantry in a sense that they can dish out as much as they can take. But my problem is the commanders, right? I am a one-trick pony and I am a Geor Mormont specialist. Right, he is the best because right now, how it works is that your army will be led by a commander, and at this point, yes, at this point, I am a Geor Mormont specialist. One of the best things about him is that his cards, we have Night Gathers and everything. And I noticed that as much as I've been playing, that with regards to me playing the game, it would be much better for me to actually switch units instead of switching commanders. But here's the thing, right? In almost every tournament, you are required to at least submit at least 2 lists with 2 unique commanders. And at this point, at my play level, the only commanders that I am aware, or the only commanders that I've actually have experience in playing with is basically Geor Mormont and Jon Snow. And here's the thing, right? Geor Mormont is more of my style because Jon Snow was more of gung-ho thing. His thing is all about charging the lines, or going all kamikaze against the threat, whereas Geor Mormont is more pragmatic. His bonus cards or his ability cards are much more pragmatic. I honestly wish you could see this better, but guys, we're not monetized yet, and this is all I can offer, okay? So, anyways, I figured out that instead of switching between commanders, I am better off switching the units under Geor Mormont instead of switching out the entire commander with the same units as Jon Snow. Because that's just the thing. I honestly don't know how to handle this. I even messaged the wrong guy. Apparently, he wasn't the same council member that organized this tourney for the third nationals. Isn't the same guy. And I asked if I could actually borrow some of his units because I only have this. I spent money on this instead of spending money on officers for the simple reason that I was advised by my fellow Night's Watch players that get the catapult. Again, not my style. I didn't even know why I got this. All I know is that getting these catapults is quite difficult because no one orders them off country or no one orders them in country. You actually have to go through Amazon in order to get this. And guys, again, I live in Southeast Asia. I'm in Southeast Asia right now. It's not that easy getting Amazon to deliver here. So that's why I managed to get this simply for its rarity. Right, simply for the simple fact that I need to change it up. But the problem is, it's already Thursday night. At least I guess Friday morning for you guys. No. I guess it's only Thursday morning for you guys. At least 9 a.m. It's already Thursday night for me. The tourney is this weekend, and I have no idea how to use this. I haven't even built up the list yet. So that's my dilemma right now. And I just realized while checking my phone, I managed to message the wrong guy, and I don't even know if they're going to let me borrow units because on the last tourney that I participated in, the tournament officer or the council member that basically let me compete, he lent me his cold hands unit. 1 win, 2 losses. But like I said, that's when I discovered that I was better. Instead, I used both commanders. And that's when I realized that, yes, I am better off sticking to Geor Mormont as long as I could basically switch him. Switch the units under him. But apparently, no. Tournament rules will not allow that. It requires at least for you to submit 2 unique commanders. I have a third commander. I have a Vengeance Stark right here. But, hold on. Let me get him. I have a Vengeance Stark right here, but the thing is, I haven't practiced with him yet because again, he's a Ranger commander, which means his thing is to basically move around the map with his Rangers, and that's it. And basically close the gap as soon as possible. That's it. Laying in ambush and closing the gap. That's his thing. Again, I haven't had much practice. I only know these 2. So, and Jon Snow is all about closing the gap. It's all about the kamikaze charges. Gior Mormont, the more pragmatic one, with his long range heals, with his inspiration. I remember in the book, Jon Snow said that we need the next commander must have Gior Mormont's strength and the compassion of Donald Noy. Yeah, Gior Mormont's strength, the compassion of Donald Noy, and I think Corin Half Hand's courage, something like that. Something he tried to emulate, but anyways, you guys, that's the end of our unboxing. I promise as soon as we get monetized, I am going to get a better camera so you guys can actually see what I see properly. Yeah, but for now, that's gonna be it for this segment. I'll see you guys around, alright? Bye! Thank you for watching, guys. So if you want me to check out other stories here on YouTube, please let me know in the comments. We upload on the weekends, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Also, check out our Twitch channel where you can watch me do this live. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do the home notification button thing to help me out with the algo, and class dismissed.